Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, we've got some big news. It looks like Lane is going to stay, which really surprises me. I thought he was gone for sure. And it looks like Hugh Freeze may be heading to Auburn. It looks like we may find out within 24 to 48 hours. And let's get into this story. Now, for the last about 4 weeks, all we've heard is that Lane Kiffin was the #1 target by Auburn, and Lane didn't do anything over that 4 weeks, in my opinion, to really sway anybody's opinion. He never came out and said that he was going to stay. He didn't sign the contract until I think just a few hours ago. And, you know, he could have put this to bed long ago, but he chose not to. Obviously, he was looking at it hard, and it turns out Ole Miss matched their offer, and they were able to figure out a way to get over that 4-year limit that the state of Mississippi has by using a private foundation to do it. So they solved several issues. Also, I think NIL money became an issue, and Ole Miss, I believe, has come up with $10 million worth of NIL money to sort of appease Lane and to allow him to get out into the portal and do the things that he needs to do. So again, this is a big shock because if you saw his interview, the last one, he looked like a hostage. He really did. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, I added a few little things to it because I'm telling you, I've never seen anybody look so miserable answering some simple questions of, are you going to stay? Are you going to sign the deal? I mean, the way he answered those questions, I thought there's no way he's staying.
Presented you with a new terms of contract, that kind of thing. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, I'm not getting into that. I never do talk about that stuff. I'm worried about it. So, very happy to hear. Very appreciative of leadership here and stuff they do to give us a chance.
Now, who gives an interview like that that's very happy to be there? I mean, really? Seriously? I'm very happy to be here. Very appreciative, I guess. And, it's like, what? No way. He had to have a team meeting, the whole 9 yards on this, because for a month, everybody thought he was going to Auburn, and he would never say, hey, yeah, I'm signing the contract, I'm staying. Just say something like that. Just never did. He just kept, I think it's because he was really torn, trying to decide whether to go or not. And it's understandable because Auburn's it's a good job. It's a lot of money. It's a $94 million sports complex. It's just for football. You know, they've spent a ton of money there, and they got NIL money and everything else. And I'm sure he was going to get a big raise. Sounds like $9 million instead of 7.25. Well, Ole Miss, I think, smartly matched that money and figured out a way to get around that 4-year law that they have by going with a private foundation. I'll show you that. And right here it says, Ole Miss circumvented Mississippi state law preventing state institutions from offering contracts longer than 4 years by financing it through the university's private foundation. Here it says, this Ross Dellinger said Lane Kiffin's new contract with Ole Miss is expected to be for at least 8 years or an average of $9 million a year, sources tell SI. It says, while the state of Mississippi does not allow public employees to have contracts of more than 4 years, the deal is run through Ole Miss's private foundation. It says, clarifying the base contract is 6 years with rollovers to extend to 8. So not only did they match Auburn's offer, but they also increased the NIL money. So two big things. And it sounded like there was also some family issues. He liked it at Ole Miss. His family did. He's got a young son there. So I think all that played a role. I am shocked. I thought for sure if you're going to sit there and go on for 4 weeks, which really hurt their season. I mean, they were 8-1 when this all kind of got going, and then they lost the last 3 games to the point he even had to have a meeting with the players only because a reporter stated that it was a done deal. And I was over 90. I was like 99% sure this was going to happen. But, it's Lane Kiffin. You never know when he might throw you a curveball. But I thought after that interview, it was like, there's no way. I said, he looked like a hostage just waiting to get out of there. And sure enough, guy stays. So now Hugh Freeze looks like he's the #1 candidate and that it's almost imminent. Now, granted, something could happen over the next 24 hours, but it sounds like Hugh Freeze is going to be the hire. Personally, I think from a strategic standpoint, it's a good hire. Either one of those would be good hires for Auburn. Lane Kiffin's a winner. He knows him. Look, he's Mr. Offense. He's very good at scheming offenses to beat some of the best defenses in the country, and he would have had even more resources at Auburn. So that would have been a good choice. Hugh Freeze has beaten Nick Saban not once but twice. And as I've told you, Nick Saban is basically Joe Louis.
He beat Joe Louis's ass.
That's right, he did whoop Joe Louis' ass.
Yeah, he beat Joe Louis's rear end. So he's done it twice. Now, there is some baggage that comes with that. But look, they got our guy Bruce Pearl, who had a 3-year show cause and wound up going to Auburn, and that's worked out brilliantly for him. I mean, they're winning like crazy over there in basketball for the first time in a very long time. And Hugh Freeze, he got a show cause. I think he had a 1-year show cause. And, he's killed it at Liberty. I mean, he's been winning tons of ball games there because that's look, say what you want about the guy. He wins ball games. He's a very good coach. So when it comes to winning, I think it's a good hire. There is baggage, and they're going to take a lot of grief from people. But Auburn wants to win, and they proved that when they hired Bruce Pearl. They got past that show cause, so they're going to get past this show cause. And I'm sure they're going to get the reputation of show cause you and all that kind of stuff. I wouldn't be surprised. But look, nobody really cares when it's all said and done. When you're sticking those W's up on the board and you're beating, if they beat Alabama, they'll have forgotten about that 10 times over. They don't care. You beat Alabama, they're not going to care. And I think Hugh Freeze is a dangerous hire for Alabama, really. I mean, it's the one guy that really, he beat him when nobody was beating him. And I know there's a bunch behind that, but look, when the talent was even somewhat equal, Hugh figured out a way to win. All right, folks, so it looks like Hugh Freeze to Auburn, could be Eminent, and Kiffin staying. Shocked the crap out of me. I thought he was gone for sure, but nope, he's staying. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover the SEC and the Vols. Vols is my team, of course. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.